Here is why Sudan's war is about to crush your gas prices and ignite genocide. Imagine your town suddenly invaded, your family killed for something buried underground. That's something happening right now to millions in Sudan, and it could soon empty your wallet, flood Europe with refugees, and unleash a genocide the world will regret ignoring. I'm breaking down exactly why. Sudan is fighting a civil war most can't find on a map. But deep in its desert heart lies Kordofan, a Texas-sized region with 80% of Sudan's oil. Think of it like this: whoever controls Kordofan controls Sudan's economy. Pipelines here carry all of South Sudan's oil, which is their only income. So this implies that you lose Kordofan, Sudan collapses, and South Sudan starves. Two groups are fighting for it. The first group is known as the Sudanese Army, backed by Egypt and the United Arab Emirates (UAE). Their leader goes by the name General Burhan, and his goal is to save Sudan, but while trying to save Sudan, he bombs civilians. The second group is the RSF, known as the Rapid Support Forces. They are backed by world militia as well as the United Arab Emirates. So the United Arab Emirates is backing both the RSF and the Sudanese army. The leader of the RSF goes by the name Hemeti. He's a warlord who has severally been accused of genocide, and his goal is simply to steal oil just to fund more violence. This isn't ideology. It's a tough war for oil cash. The price is simply enough money to buy weapons forever, and the civilians, they are just roadkill. Now, while politicians talk strategy, here is what is really happening. The army drops bombs on markets and schools, leaving about 20 plus people who are killed in one strike. The RSF burns families alive in their homes, leaving about 450 people massacred in a single raid. Pregnant women bayoneted, and children shot point blank. They simply target civilians just to terrorize tribes into picking sides, as well as to ethnically cleanse land over oil wells. You know why? Because no one is holding them accountable. The RSF is forcing the Messeria tribe, which is Kordofan's biggest ethnic group, to fight by threatening their families. They are simply saying, join us or we burn your village down. And this is how genocide starts. Remember the Rwandan genocide in 1994. You remember the Darfur crisis in 2003. Now here we are 2025, and here we are experiencing a potential South Sudanese or even Sudan genocide. Now why does this threaten me and you? Yes, you. Don't tune out because it's not over yet. Now this is what the war could skyrocket into. It could skyrocket gas prices, because if pipelines blow, which is the RSF's threat already, global oil supply will drop. Secondly, here's another thing that this war could lead to. It could trigger a refugee tsunami. We already have 12 million people who are already displaced. 12 million people. That's more like Belgium's entire population homeless. And when you have 12 million people displaced, where is their next stop? Europe, of course. Another thing it could lead to is it could unleash regional war. Remember, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Russia, as well as the Wagner mercenaries are all picking sides. Does this signal Africa's next world war? And remember, South Sudan, their entire economy flows through Kordofan's pipes. So this means that no oil money eventually will lead to famine. And then famine eventually will lead to collapse. And then eventually lead to million more refugees. Now, the battle for Kordofan, who wins? Right now, it's a stalemate from hell. The army is bombing villages to save them. But by doing this, they are making everyone hate them. The RSF continues to use child soldiers and as well continues to loot weapons. These child soldiers fight using looted weapons which were being procured by the RSF. Children are trapped in crossfire. About 8 million lives in balance. Here's the tipping point. The city of El Obeid. If the RSF captures it, they will eventually cut the army's supply lines and march onto the capital. But if the army holds on, The war will drag on for years. The UN calls this attack an outrage, but then eventually does nothing. The US sanctions a few commanders, while UAE continues to send drones to both sides. So here we are watching genocide in real time, and powerful nations are counting oil profits. What can be done besides praying? Because this feels hopeless, but pressure may work. Maybe if we demand sanctions on UAE because they fund both sides via the Dubai banks. Or maybe if we support civilian groups like emergency lawyers who are documenting the crimes. Or perhaps share this story and break the media blackouts. The final shot is that we're already having burnt villages and oil pump jack. A child's shoe is in the ashes. An oil well is pumping profit. This is the equation of modern war. Ignore it, and gas prices will spike. Refugees drown, and genocide may spread. We've seen this movie before. In Rwanda, in Syria, as well as in Darfur. We know how it ends. This time, let's change the ending. Like if you are furious just like I am. Subscribe if you want real solutions. I am Great Dave, and this is Great Dave African Insights, and we won't stop talking about these hidden stories. Peace out.